So let's review some of the problems from these first three sections of Chapter 2. Find the equation of the circle with the center 5, 1 that passes through the origin. Okay, so with a circle, remember, we're always trying to think, do we have the center and do we have the radius? Because if we have those, we know that we can just do x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where hk is the center and r is the radius. So, do we have the center? Yes, they've told us the center is 5, 1. So that means your hk pair is 5, 1. Your h is 5, your k is 1. Do I have the radius? No. But they've told me that this circle passes through the origin. So that means that the origin, 0, 0, is on the circle. So if I use the center to start building the circle, I would get x minus 5 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals r squared. Now, what I see is that I don't have in this equation r, but I do know an x and a y that I can put in. Right? I know that 0, 0 is on this curve, on this circle, so it should work for this. So if I put in 0 minus 5 squared plus 0 minus 1 squared, it should equal r squared. And now I could actually see what we get for r, or r squared. And so I get negative 5 squared is 25 plus negative 1 squared is 1 equals r squared. So we get 26 is r squared. So I actually do know the radius is the square root of 26, but actually for the equation of a circle, it's actually easier to know r squared. So now basically I'm just going to take my equation from before and just put in the r squared. So x minus 5 squared plus y minus 1 squared is 26. There's my equation of the circle. All right, which of the following points are on the graph of 2x minus 6y plus 4 equals 0? All right, so what does it mean for a point to be on the graph of an equation? It means those points would satisfy that equation. So I would just have to check. So I'll take the 4, 2 point first, and I'm going to check to see if it works. So is 2 times 4 minus 6 times 2 plus 4 equal to 0? Well, that would be 8 minus 12 plus 4 equal to 0. Is that true? Well, I get 0 equals 0. So yes, 4, 2 is on the graph. All right, then I could go to negative 1, 1. Is 2 times negative 1 minus 6 times 1 plus 4 equal to 0? Let's see, negative 2 minus 6 plus 4, is that 0? That's negative 8 plus 4, that's negative 4 equals 0? No. This first one was yes. So no, it is not on the curve. And then finally, I'll go to 0, 2/3. Is 2 times 0 minus 6 times 2/3 plus 4 equal to 0. That's 0, and then minus, so I get minus 4 plus 4, is that 0? Yes. So that 0, 2/3 point is on that graph. It's a very important idea, very simple to check, but a very important idea that a point being on the graph of an equation means it satisfies that equation. All right, find the slope and y-intercept of this line. Well, I'm going to have to put it into slope-intercept form to see it most easily. So I have 4x minus 2y equals 10, minus 2y equals negative 4x plus 10, divide by negative 2, and I get y equals 2x minus 5. All right, telling me that the slope is 2 and the y-intercept is negative 5. Find the equation of a line through point 7, negative 2 that is perpendicular to the line 3x minus y equals 9. Okay, so here's a generic find the equation of a line question. And again, if I want to find the equation of a line, I'm going to look for two things in particular. I'm going to look to see if I have a point on the line and if I have the slope of the line. If I have those two, I can easily make the line. So do I have it in this case? Well, I know I'm going through the point 7, negative 2, so yes, I know 7, negative 2 is a point on the line. Do I have the slope of the line? No, but I'm told that the line I want is perpendicular to this other line. So let me get the slope of this line. So minus y is minus 3x plus 9. Divide through by negative 1. Y equals 3x minus 9. All right. So in this case, the slope of the perpendicular is 3. Now, if I know the slope of the perpendicular is 3, then the slope that I want is the negative reciprocal. Negative reciprocal of 3, negative 1/3. So now that I have the slope of the line and a point on the line, shouldn't be too bad. I can do my slope-intercept, my point slope, y minus y0 equals m x minus x0, and I can say y minus negative 2 is negative 1/3 x minus 7. So I get y plus 2 is negative 1/3 x plus 7/3. Keep simplifying. Y equals negative 1/3 x plus 7/3, and then I have to subtract 2. But 2 is the same thing as 6/3, so I get y equals negative 1/3 x plus 1/3. And that is the equation of the line that I wanted. Okay, so now another find the equation of a line passing through the points 2, 3, and 2, negative 5. All right, well, I could go back to my generic way of approaching this is, do I have a point on the line and do I have the slope of the line? Well, I do. I have 2 points that are on the line, so I have that. Do I have the slope? Well, I could calculate it. So negative 5 minus 3 over 2 minus 2. All right, that's negative 8 over... Okay, now I have a problem. I get 0 in the denominator here. Well, that's undefined. Oh, an undefined slope means I have a vertical line. A vertical line means it's x equals some constant k. So x is always the same number. Now, if we look back, we see, yes, x was 2 in both cases. So x equals 2 is the equation of this line. Now, I did that following the same procedure that I had done before. Now, if I was looking carefully, just gonna fix that so I'm not blocking that -5 there. So if I were looking carefully and I saw that the x value was the same in both, then the only way that these two things could be on the same line is if it's a vertical line going through that x value. Similarly, if I had 2 points where the y was the same, it would have to be a horizontal line with y equal to the y value that's the same. All right, so there we found the equation of the line.